to the Date My Podcast. This is season 1, episode 10, the finale. And I'm your host, Jessica Walter. And we are here with our dater of season 1, Kyle Christian Lampy. Kyle, how are you?
You gave him the full name.
I know.
Wow.
It's the finale, which is kind of sad.
It is sad. I don't want it to end.
I know, but how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is lifing in a good way. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff with myself.
Well, we're gonna. Oh, he started crying. So everyone knows we haven't been back in the studio to record a podcast episode since the last one you saw, which, audience, listeners, our friends, to you, it has only been a week, but to us, it has been 3 months.
3 months.
Isn't that wild?
And it's wild how much can change in 3 months.
I know. So it's been a week since last episode, and a lot has changed. There are a ton of updates, which I kind of want to get right into.
Yeah.
So where we left off, Kyle, you were talking to, you weren't officially dating, but you were talking to this girl who you, outside of the show, you had met outside of the show. You were potentially, this was a potential match that you found on your own. And she was, it seemed the direction you were going, you were like, I really want to explore this, see how it is, and that you guys might be dating. Do we have a girlfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Do we have someone we're about to bring into the studio to introduce?
No.
Tell us about that. Give us the update.
The update is, although I wanted to see where that went, where it was going to go, and it was awesome, and I was like, oh, this feels good, let's take our time and get into this. And you know what's interesting, through this process and then seeing this girl at the same time and kind of getting deeper and deeper, I had some realizations, because I've been spending a lot of time alone, you know, like since like I live alone now, and you know, I was seeing this girl and I wasn't seeing anyone else, and we would pretty much really only see each other on the weekends because she worked a lot and I did too. So I spent a lot of time alone, and I was starting to realize in my alone moments, I would have these thoughts that would pop up that I've never really noticed or thought before. Things about myself, like interesting, weird, uncomfortable feelings. I was like, what is that? Why do I feel this way? Why do I, for instance, like why is it weird for me to like be in silence when I love silence so much all of a sudden? Like I'd always have to have a podcast on, or I'd be like, I'm going to go for a walk. And then I started to realize like, what is this? And then it kind of dawned on me that I've never been alone in my entire life.
Like what do you mean?
I lived with my parents. Then I was in a band, and the whole band moved to Nashville together. We lived together in a house. And then from there, a couple of the band members and I got an apartment, and I lived with them. And then I bought a house and had roommates. And then I had another roommate. And then I met you when you moved into that house. And then we moved to LA. And like, this is the first time I've actually come home to like nothing or someone there. And on top of that, not to toot my own horn, but there's always been like a girl in my life. Like I always have had a girlfriend. Like a relationship would end, and it would be like I would turn around and there would be someone else in the atmosphere or in my orbit that we started something. And it's kind of been like from the next thing to the next thing. And it was interesting. Like this is the first time like, whoa, I'm actually like kind of alone, and I think I kind of need to explore this before I decide to kind of maybe go back into something serious, just as a, not as like, maybe I feel like something's missing. I just think maybe I kind of owe it to myself to like take a second to breathe and kind of just do you for a second. Like go do stuff that you want to do, you know, like go take a pottery class, like do jujitsu, go on a vacation, go on a road trip by yourself, like go kind of spend some time alone and just like really enjoy you for a minute, and then go back into the dating world and kind of settling down with someone. Because I wonder how many people do that in their lives where like maybe they kind of wake up one day with kids and a wife and everything's fine. They love their life, everything's good, but maybe they're like, who am I? Like, did I get to spend enough time with me?
Yeah, and that's interesting because we touched on it with Sarah, the dating expert. And she said, "Are you ready?" And granted, you guys, I moved out of the house like when we decided to separate and we'd gone through couples therapy. I moved out like a couple weeks after that we broke up.
Right.
So, I mean, I get what you're saying though. So you've been alone, but I get it. You kind of like you had that alone time, but it was filled with sort of reflection and sort of dealing with everything and me and you.
Yeah, and that's not to say that I'm still ready. Like I still want the things I want. I guess what I'm saying is instead of I'm kind of stepping back from like putting an active role in going out and finding that person. I'm kind of just like, let's just do me and really just enjoy the small things that really excite me and light me up and bring me joy, but still go out and talk to people, like interface with people in the real world. And if someone comes across your path that seems like they're interesting or that you're attracted to, or maybe there's a vibe there, go with it.
So you're not putting as much stress on it anymore. No, like you were treating it like a job.
Yeah.
And did you break up with her? Just so that's clear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
did you guys become official?
No.
Okay.
I could see that that's where it was going, and there were some conversations and some hints being dropped, and she, unbelievable, wonderful, like salt of the earth kind, awesome person, someone that you would be happy to be with, like lucky to be with. But I just felt like if I were to say, because it was kind of like a fork in the road. I knew that if I was like, yeah, let's make this official, I knew that I wasn't in a place. I knew that if I was thinking about like, maybe I should spend some time myself though. I felt like I'd be doing her a disservice if I feel like I wouldn't be like going all in, and it wouldn't be fair to her because she, would deserve someone who could show up 100%. And I felt like, I don't know if I can show up 100% right now, and that doesn't sit well with me, and that's not fair to her, and she deserves someone that can show up 100%. So
okay, so you have some self-exploration to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I would say for sure. I think maybe you kind of do that the rest of your life, really. Yeah. But it was very amicable, and she totally understood, and she actually encouraged it. She's like, I think that's like a really good thing for you to do. Okay. As sad as it was. Yeah. And
are you still friends? Do you still talk or no?
We talked about that. I was like, so, I could still have you as a friend in my life, but I feel like that's kind of like, that's the kind of the same thing. Now I have someone that I can talk to and lean on. And we kind of both agreed. She was like, yeah, just let's not text or talk. She said, but if you want to ask me out on a date again, then you can text me.
That's really sweet.
And I was like, I think
I'd never met her, but I heard a lot of great things. And I remember, obviously telling Kyle, like, of course I'd love to meet her, but, I know that's weird for a lot of people. So whenever you're ready. And then they broke up before I could meet her, but she seems like an angel. I really wanted to just jump right into relationship stuff today. It is the dating podcast, the Date My Podcast. I didn't want to get too much into like our updates and our personal lives. So we did a bonus episode. Hopefully that comes out before this. If not, you'll get it soon with updates on our lives and whatnot. And I moved since the last time we were here. And but really quick, before we have our girl come in, a absolute listener favorite, Angel Tera, who, by the way, they haven't seen each other since the date.
Since the date.
So, before, I really quickly want to touch on, because you really mentioned something a couple minutes ago, so powerful and meaningful,
I'm about to get pissed off.
Something,
I see it in your face. I can see it in your face.
It was so hold on. It was so deep,
and like so deep.
It made me like.
It's so
and
deep.
you said a word or
I said
two
a word.
Words.
Yeah, let me guess.
I heard
starts with a J and
jujitsu.
Yeah.
What do you mean jujitsu, Kyle?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us?
Why?
What has happened?
Oh, well,
Mister, I'll never do jujitsu.
Well, let me say that. Let me. That was shrouded in a lot of like hurt and misunderstanding. I said I would never do it because in my mind, the way you left, I didn't have a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And to me, the scapegoat was that because you started doing that exclusively, and I never saw you because you were always there. So I was like, oh, well, fuck that. Like that.
Yeah.
That was like the thing that kind of took her away from this thing, which it wasn't. But,
it wasn't. Yeah.
But like I've known about jujitsu before. You have.
I know your dad does it.
Yeah, my dad did it, and
which this is a great time to tell you guys. We have the whole Kyle's whole first jujitsu experience that we are dropping on YouTube as an exclusive video episode with another special guest that you. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I did
next week or something.
I did martial arts like a huge chunk of my life from like the age of 5 to 18, and it was a very transformative thing for me, and I haven't had something like that in my life. And the way my life is now, I kind of do something every single day that I'm very comfortable with and that I'm very good at in the world of like in fitness and coaching and working out. Like I'm used to doing things that I'm good at, and it feels good to suck at something. It feels nice to like be a beginner and not know anything. It feels nice to learn and use my body physically and have kind of like and it's the whole thing of like, hey, spend some time with yourself. Let's try this out. Maybe you might hate it.
Yeah, so all of this to say, Kyle did one private jiu-jitsu class with me and one of my favorite coaches of all time, Coach Manny, over at 10th Planet Burbank. So that'll air just like it was funny and fun and good.
I want to say about Manny, from like coaching is a skill, and from one coach to another, he's a fantastic coach.
Isn't he?
That's such a highly skilled thing, and the way he broke it down for me in such like a way that I could grasp is like that's such a amazing skill to have. So if he's listening to this,
he's awesome. No, he's the greatest. So congratulations. Hopefully your jiu-jitsu journey continues.
Now, on second thought, the fact that you made this a big deal just out of spite.
You're so annoying.
I don't
That's
even want to fucking
do
it anymore.
That's a shit you do. Okay. Anyway, so we're going to get to the most important part of this entire episode, the absolute fan favorite, my heart and soul. We're going to call in Kyle's final date, which ended up being the diner date he went on to Swingers, and they haven't seen each other since. And we're just going to get into like, we know on last episode, Kyle talked about how like, they texted a little, and then basically he was honest and upfront with Tera, and he had said, I'm not the kind of person to date multiple people at once. I want to explore this, see how it goes. And they haven't talked since, and we're going to see what she's been up to the past 3 months, if she's dating anyone, if she absolutely hates Kyle. She might come in swinging. We can only hope. We can only hope. So without further ado, our angel, Tera. Where's she left?
She like...
The
suspense. Hi.
Hello, my love. You are you're the star of this season.
Allegedly.
Do you know? She says allegedly because I texted Tera when all of you were commenting and being like, she's the greatest, she's so funny, they should have a reality show, is what you guys were saying. And Tera was like, yeah, I don't look at the comments, but
you could
I didn't go down that rabbit hole, but my friends did.
Okay, good.
And they sent me some screenshots. And I really appreciate everyone who's been like so sweet and so nice. Like, I hope you get rich and your ass gets like really thick and juicy.
Hell yeah.
Has any men, so far we have such a fun community that's growing. Have any men slid into your DMs?
No.
Okay.
Women, yes.
Okay,
and
love
like
the women.
honestly, I appreciate that more.
It's so much more, right?
Wait, like in a friendly way or a like?
In a friendly way, yeah. They've all been like very sweet.
It has been 3 months since you guys have seen each other, since you guys have gone on the date. I just want to know what you've been up to, Tera, and how you feel about Kyle. Because I would feel a certain type of way, but I want to know kind of from your perspective, how it went down, what happened, and just,
So, okay, I feel like what happened is like that's dating in real life. But like this is not real life.
No.
Right,
no.
This is studio.
We didn't talk in between episodes, so I knew I had to make like every interaction count. And so normally I would not have been so like open about insecurities regarding like potential infertility and like a rough childhood. But I really just gave myself over to this experience fully, and I'm really proud of that.
Me too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle with love and light to come into this so invested in another person that you're not really open to entertaining other connections. Colossal waste of time. My time, The time of everyone who came into the studio,
Mm-hmm.
Jess's time if she didn't know, and unfortunately, like, the audience's time as well. And I think I just, like, didn't understand because you guys have such a fun dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine just, like, injecting that with a sense of competition. Mm-hmm. Does your ex-fiance know you better than you know yourself? Can Jess find you a better match than you can find yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been electric, and I'm, like, sad that for entertainment purposes we were, like, deprived of it just because there was a lack of transparency about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can totally see how that came across that way. Hopefully, if I give you some backstory, it would help kind of clear that up. So, like you said, this is like real life dating, and when you are dating, sometimes you meet multiple people, and you kind of like, I like this person, but I'm gonna go on a date with this person. I'm gonna go date with this person. That's essentially what happened. We're just doing it, like you said, in front of a camera. The girl that I met right before I was asked to do this, there was like no, there hadn't been a connection built there yet. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to go into this fully open. Just to let you know, Jessica, I went on a date that went really well. And I don't necessarily want to like cut that off either. She's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So this whole process took, 3-4 weeks to film. Mm-hmm. So as we're filming this and I'm meeting people, I'm also still like you would dating someone else, kind of going and exploring that, and that kind of grew. But even though I would show up here, I was like, yes, this isn't my wife, this isn't my girlfriend, and I am wanting to meet someone special.
Did she know you were doing this?
Yeah, so
okay.
I told her immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to make clear, I'm so sorry, because this is going to be important when this comes out. The episode listeners and audience will have seen the week before this airs. Tera has not seen yet. And basically, we talk about it. Of course, that was unexpected. That being said, when Kyle did come to me and tell me, like, he basically was like, I'm going to be open to this because, and he says on the show, my wife might walk through that door. So I'm open to that possibility. But I don't necessarily also want to stop talking to this girl. And I said, even though that would have been something, because he did all the right things as far as got off Hinge, like, let me take it over. He did all the right things there. And I say, last episode, even though that would have been nice, I would have been like, stop talking to her. As we know, he would have had to stop for 3 months. And for me, what I basically said was, look, we started this show because I really do want to find you a perfect match. I want to find you the love of your life. And if I put that in jeopardy by saying, granted, it wasn't his girlfriend, they weren't dating, but if I put that in jeopardy by saying, no, don't talk to her for entertainment's sake as your friend and someone who does care about if he finds a match, is like, no, I wouldn't want to jeopardize that. That being said, my, was with you because I was like, Tera, to be honest, I was like, oh, Tera's going to come on the show and maybe they won't click, but if they do, that'd be like so incredible. And you did. Even our friend Michelle was like, she's fun, this is light. And I was like stressing to Michelle, I'm like, please, like, tell her it's casual, this isn't like, I'm not gonna, and she was like, okay, no, Tera, it's fun, it's light. So I was like super casual, and I kept saying that to Kyle too. I'm like, it's casual, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm blabbering on, and I want you to keep going, but I should have sent you the episode, and I should have said that. He was open, and he said to me, like, I am here to find the love of my life, and I'm open to it. But I also think if I had stopped or did stop texting this girl, that it could have jeopardized maybe a future partnership. And I ended up being like, then I was in support of it.
Yeah. So, like I said, the show took a long time to film. So I started to develop a thing with her. But like I said, I wanted to show up here completely open. And to answer your question before you came in, was on our second date, I was like, hey, the first date went really well. I need to let you know that I just agreed to do this show. How do you feel about that? And she's like, I think that's great. That's really funny. I can't wait to see how like this pans out. So I think that I was as transparent with like everyone that I could possibly be with.
I have to interject really quick though, because when you told me that, I said, well, this isn't just like the way you just made it sound is that she thought you were going on this show. Like I remember you saying to me she was nervous because she was like, oh, you might find the one.
Yeah. And she was like, I get it. She's like, we're dating. We're not together. We're not like, and I'm like, yeah, I appreciate that. And I came in here and every time I met a person, whether it was you or Ashton or Melanie or Maya, I was like, all right, let's really see what they have to say because there's something that they could possibly say that could change my perspective. And I gotta be honest with you, our date, out of all the dates I've been on in my dating process since we ended our relationship, was the most fluid, like immediately like, oh, this is like a real serious vibe. And when I got in the car, when we left Swingers and I got in the car, I had a moment where I was like, oh shit, that was like, I did not expect that. I was like, oh, I'm fucked. Because like, you're the last date. I was like, all right, the first 3 were like, fine, that's cool. I chose you. And I was like, all right, this is going to be fun. But like, when I got in the car, I was like, oh, I have to like really make a decision. Because I thought it was going to be like, oh, it's cool. Anyways, I'll just go continue dating this girl, after this date. So it was like, there was like a real connection that I had with you on that date. That wasn't like for cameras. That wasn't like for this experience. That was like real, those conversations we had and the joking and the banter. That was me being completely open.
I want to ask Tara a question and I'm going to tell her this because so right after Swingers, he called me and he was like, so she's not like taking this seriously. And I was like, what are you talking? No, I'm like, it's casual and fun. She's open to the experience. And he was like, well, I'm just confused because she said, are you taking this seriously?
Yeah, I asked you like multiple times. Yeah. Are you being for real about this?
And I was.
And so he didn't think you were, and I was like, no, she is.
Well, because you
That's
told
why
me.
I was asking.
And you told me it was like she was like, Kyle. I told her it's not a big deal, so I was going into being like, oh, she doesn't think this is a big deal, but I'm gonna.
Well, that's why I thought you were on some real fuck ass shit after that date.
No.
Because when you texted me, you're like, well, I was under the impression you weren't looking for anything serious, anyways, and I was like,
yeah.
1, I never said that. 2, even if I wasn't, am I not worthy of like open communication and honesty and like decency?
Right.
No, 100%. So it sounds like there's a miscommunication.
It sounds like it's the host's fault.
Yeah, because I was going to thinking like this wasn't a big deal.
The call came from inside the house all along.
Yeah, okay, I have a question. If you could redo it, yes.
What you said at the beginning of this conversation is completely warranted and still stands, and like I totally understand.
I'm trying to remember what I said at the beginning of this conversation.
Without you knowing, I guess, kind of what I said, I still think like that completely stands. Like, if I hadn't talked about the other girl that I was seeing, that this would be a colossal waste of time. But I guess I don't know how else to convey the truth that I was seeing her, but I also was completely open to our experience on that
You were
date.
dating. I think what I want to say is like to make it clear that you were not you had not made up your mind.
No.
You were dating someone, as like you said, Tara, as people do, they date multiple people, but you were like, if you had come to me and you were like, this is the one, which I would be able to know. Mm-hmm. I even said to you after you went on one date with this other girl and we talked and I was like, I don't think it's the one, the way you're talking. If this were the one and you would have come to me because I know we have an honest relationship, he would have said like, look, I think this is the one.
Like, I can't do this show.
Mm-hmm. I could either not do the show and you can like pick someone else because we had a couple good people to pick, or I could do the show and just like be honest with, I would have been honest with you. I would have been honest with the girls and been like, this is more of like entertainment. You know?
Yeah, totally.
So that did make me feel better. And I think, let me ask, if you could do it again, if the show or me, like, just making sure you were following the rules, but there's no rules, you know what I mean? At Swingers Diner, would you have said, hey, I want to let you know this has been amazing, but I'm also talking to another girl? Or did you in that moment not know? Like, I know you said you got in your car and you were like, fuck, I have to decide.
No, I wouldn't have done it different because at the same time too, I didn't know the rules of engagement. I was like, well, so do we talk after the date?
Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Which I did not make clear.
Yeah. So,
You guys, this is my first podcast, and I was just like, I won't tell them anything. They can do whatever. That was not the vibe, and we know going into season 2.
Yeah.
So anyway.
No, but also there was that, like, the drive home of being like, oh wow, that was the best date I've been on. You know?
And you guys were so cute. And like I said, I don't know if you watched the diner episode or your friends did and reported back, but it was one of the things that wasn't the plan to air it. Hence why we filmed it with a cell phone and mic'd you guys with I was like, oh, we'll play clips. And then I was watching it and I'm like, and I know you, and I'm like, oh, this is a vibe.
Put it this way, I walk my dog every morning, early in the morning when no one's out, and I listen to whatever music, but every time the podcast airs, I listen to it just to check if there's audio issues or hey, Jess, this is cut out or whatever. And I listened to our diner episode, which is, I'm just walking, and I had a smile on my face the whole time because I was like I could viscerally feel the vibe through my AirPods. I was like, this is wow, because it had been so long since we went on the date.
Minute.
Months. So I forgot what we even talked about.
Same.
Really.
That's why I had to rewatch it too.
Yeah.
But it was really nice when you're working out, when you're playing sports. You can check video, check your form. You can't do that with dating.
No,
so that was so nice to be able to do.
Yeah. So any hurtful feelings that you may have gotten from me, or if you felt like I tricked you or I slighted you in any way, that was not my intention at all. I'm sorry if you got and that sucks. If you still see
You
me
were
that way.
nervous when you texted me.
I was so nervous.
Your texts were this long, and there were multiple, and I was like,
I hate. First off, I hate it when I'm misunderstood, and I want to. If I had my way, instead of texting you, I would have driven to where you were and been like, "Yo,
no,
let's
that's too much."
But
in
person communication is so much better. This.
Jessica, did he
so
tell
much
you
better.
he opened with a Taco Bell joke?
Stop. Did we say that? By the way, I'm still editing the episode that's coming out in a few days, so I have no idea.
I was like, can you just go through Jess for communication from now on? This is.
Was it one that hit or one that you were like, what is he talking about?
He took a good 12 plus hours to respond. It was early
to respond.
What
he responded.
You texted me the day, either the day before Thanksgiving or the day of Thanksgiving. So
I think we do talk about this in last week's episode.
Okay.
And you say,
not to retread,
but I'm remembering, and you say, and I didn't respond immediately because I didn't know the rules in engagement.
And I wanted to
you did ask
really
me too.
think about how am I going to respond to this
Yeah.
so she understands what the situation is, because I knew immediately how this was going to look or feel to you. And I was like, oh shit, this isn't what I wanted or intended at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts now that you heard that? Do you still have the same fuck ass energy? Because I get it.
I mean, just a little bit, but I always have a little bit of fuck ass energy,
Which I like about you.
At the end of the day, though, I will say, hearing what you said at the top of this episode of this is my first time being alone.
Mm-hmm.
I, going into this, was concerned that you had not had enough time by yourself. Mm. I think for me, it was just my time is the most valuable thing I have. Mm-hmm. I had to worry if I looked good in this outfit sitting down versus standing.
Which you hit. We know it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel for you. I'm glad you're getting your Kyle time because someday you're gonna have some bitch ass kids running around the house, and you will never be alone.
I'll never have a Kyle time again.
And how many ass compound words can I use?
I love it.
It's got fuck ass, we got bitch ass.
We love this. Fuck ass is word of the day if you hear ass. Okay, so now I want to get into your life, Tera. What have you been up to? Are you dating? This is a dating and relationship podcast.
Yeah, I will say this whole debacle made an easy choice even easier for me.
Love that.
Wait, were you dating multiple people?
I was, and I am currently dating the man I was seeing the same time that this was going down.
Love that.
I'm in love.
Hell yeah.
Whatever.
Can you talk about him? Is he comfortable with you talking about him?
I think so.
Are you
I told
official?
him- yeah, we're official.
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
He met my mom
Oh.
a month after us getting together.
Why do I have goosebumps?
Yeah,
I love that for
He's
you.
He's also a TV writer, so he understands my anxiety spiral when it comes to the industry these days, and
That's great.
he's so supportive. He still lets me do my hot girl shit on Instagram, which I don't
Love
really
it.
do anymore. But there's just so much love and care, and I feel so empowered in this relationship, and I've never felt that way before. And it's truly like a type of love that I hope everyone gets to experience in their lives.
That's amazing.
My heart is exploding. Do you guys work in the same? Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I just want to say, that being said, if he's cheating on me and you're the other girl, my DMs are open. Just let me know. I've never written this hard for a man publicly
Wow.
before.
Okay.
She's like, that being said, I better have watchers out there.
How did you guys meet? Like, what was the?
We met on a dating app. We met on Hinge.
That's awesome.
Stop.
Yeah.
Hinge, if you do not sponsor this podcast after this season. Okay, you met on Hinge. Even though you're both TV writers, I figured you met at work.
I know, it's crazy.
Do you work in the same?
No, so I am still like riding the waves of like free development and stuff. He is staffed. He's on a big boy show. He's doing his thing.
That's amazing.
A staffed writer.
I know. I'm so proud of him.
Okay, can we talk? Is he younger, older, same
He's
age?
like 2 years older than me. But he's got some really cute salt and pepper in his beard.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see. Questions that matter. Oh, he's a Pisces.
Okay, see,
Yes.
that matter. That matter. Okay, so Pisces, is that usually a match for you or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're both like little emotional weirdos, so
It's good.
it's good. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's awesome that you guys are in this because we talked about it on our date, like where you wanted to go with your life and like the industry and how it's going. It's nice that you have someone that, like you just said, can really dig into that with you and understand.
I thought I would hate it, but it's great.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Okay. How would your mom think of him? I need to know.
Oh my God. My mom, I shit you not, 5 minutes after meeting him was like, you can call me mom.
That's cute.
Girl, chill.
The most important, equally as important as your mom, what did Kevin, your 3-legged dog, think of him?
He has not bitten Alan's dick. He has not bitten Alan's
Very
dick.
good.
Which, by the way, I cut that out because
yeah.
for Kevin's privacy.
That's, you know what, yeah. We
But
don't
we'll
need to
keep this in.
advertise how many dicks have been in that boy's
Yeah.
mouth. So he's a dog, not a boy. Sorry.
He's
He's a boy dog.
yeah, let's clarify. Kevin is her 3-legged dog. Do you think, and this is such a loaded question and so weird because if anyone asked me this, I'd be like, what are you talking about at this point? Do you think he's the one?
I mean, if he's not, I am ruined. I am getting like this princess treatment I've never received before. Being a provider is really important to him.
That's
Oh,
good.
I like, if he's not the one, like,
Who is?
who's gonna fill that spot now? There will be a void if we part ways. So.
Oh, so it's been 3 months that you've been official. How quick did you become official after
this?
Yeah.
I think we became official right before the holidays.
Okay. Cuffing season, baby.
Yeah, we had already made plans for him to visit me and my mom in Vegas.
Okay.
But we still hadn't had the what are we talk.
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, if he's meeting my mom, like, he
Yeah.
knows he's my boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't know that.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why? Was he dating other girls?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Okay, another thing is like early December, I think it was. It's like I was really busy. I wanted to see him. The only time I had was like, do you want to spend the night?
Yeah.
He was like, yes. And then he like never left. We like lived together.
Stop it.
He's like moved in.
Does he have a place of his own in case anything?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
okay.
I think we both feel much more comfortable that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I come home to this man who cooks and he cleans and my dog
Amazing.
loves him.
Does
and like
he write from home?
no.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know if I can say the lot. He
Oh.
works at a lot that is no joke like 3 minutes from my apartment.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
amazing.
so convenient. That's
It's
amazing.
so convenient.
Oh my
so
God.
maybe he's just dating me for the commute. Like I hope not.
Hey,
For
but
the
it sounds like you're getting something out of it, so let it ride. You know, let it ride.
This is an exchange of all the best exchanges.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This is great. Okay, I'm going to pivot into something that I have been a huge fan of on your Instagram. It's so interesting to me, and I have hopes and dreams for you, and then I want to hear your hopes and dreams.
Oh.
So when I look at Tera's Instagram now, she's all of a sudden like this bagel connoisseur. And it's like it's like chemistry over there, right? If you look at her Instagram and look at her stories, she's like talking about the yeast and how it's bubbling. And I hope and pray this is going to lead to, because the bagels she makes look phenomenal. And I'm like, I hope and pray it's going to lead to either a bagel truck like the Yeasty Boys, shout out, or like a restaurant or something. What is this journey? You're on?
Okay, yeah. So I started doing like the sourdough starter thing.
Okay.
And I just got really good at making bagels, and I was posting them on Instagram. And then people started being like, "Can I buy bagels from you?"
Yes.
And I was like, yes. What flavors do you want? And so then, yeah, I've been like churning out bagels like crazy.
Wow.
I obviously don't have any like health permitting right now. So it's simply donation based. We did have a bit of tragedy strike when like my sourdough starter fell off the counter and the glass broke and everything. But my new starter, his name is Bongo,
Okay.
is ready to go next week, and I'm going to get back on that bagel shit.
All right.
That what you were gonna say, but we have a little glass in the bagels. And
No,
it's fine.
I would never. But no, it's so funny because I'm like, should I just leave the industry and like make bagels?
Make bagels.
New York girl making New York bagels.
Why not?
My boyfriend during the day, he has a job. He's a fully employed man.
Wow.
Will like text me like little logos that he's like sketched out for Bongo bagels.
cute.
It's so cute.
Bongo bagels is so sick. By the way, they look delicious. If you
Wait.
don't follow Tera on Instagram, do you have some? I'm gonna post a couple photos right here and videos in this video on YouTube of Tera's bagels, but she has like Asiago and different flavors. Are you open for business? Let's just say a listener is listening and they live in or around the LA area. Are you open for business?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In your DMs?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Hang on, I need to show off my bagels.
Please
This is
show.
so
Kyle, I
can't wait
can't
to
believe
see.
you haven't seen them.
This is like with like the
Out of your
sexy
mind.
lighting too.
I'm gonna post
Oh,
this
there's
video,
so
you
much
guys.
cheese on that bagel. There's so many jalapenos on that bagel.
Wait, I see everything. I see jalapeno cheese, cheddar
Wow.
jalapeno.
Mm-hmm.
I see cinnamon crunch.
Yeah.
Sesame.
I do onion, I do sesame, I do
So-
salt bagels.
Oh no!
Did
let
you
me
just
see.
like wake up one day and you're
give
like,
me this,
I'll
Kyle?
make some bagels?
Pretty much.
Give me this.
But what I really want to do is I have a friend who like feeds the unhoused community in MacArthur Park.
Oh,
And it's my goal to be able to make enough in one day that I can like donate a batch to them.
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Are you gonna have to? Are you making this in your kitchen right now?
I am.
You're gonna have to get like a ghost kitchen once you.
I would.
Go.
Okay, this is my fantasy. I moved to Vegas where there is less competition, but my mom is around for support. I open up a little bagel shop in like Summerlin. We need like a rich neighborhood.
That's
Oh,
where
yeah.
Kyle grew up.
But yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's where I want to open my bagel shop.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I hope you do that.
Thank you.
I do
I
too,
think
and
that
I'm
would
gonna
be
be like, once you have I didn't know that Tera sold these, so now I'm gonna be hitting you up for a batch. Do you make cream cheese? And is that in the future?
That is in the future.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, because that is so.
Why bongo?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to. My
Oh.
grandpa, he has passed away, but when he moved to America, he obviously put on a lot of weight. Not a lot of weight, but he developed like a little pot belly. My grandpa developed a pot belly. And whenever he would eat something really delicious, he would play his belly like a bongo.
Oh yeah, that's
And
cute.
so,
Do you think he would love these bagels?
oh, he would love anything I do. They could be shit bagels and he would still love them.
As a grandpa should. That's a grandpa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your grandpa loss. Grandpas are the
okay.
best. I lost
Yeah.
mine too, and I was so close to him. So,
Yeah.
but
Right.
such a good tribute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Well, I'm so happy for you. This is great.
you.
I'm happy for you on your solo journey of exploring Kyle, who you are. Honestly, if Tera weren't in a relationship, I would beg her to be on season 2. So sorry, guys,
Wah,
but
wah,
I'm very excited for you and your boyfriend and your bagels, and honestly, Kevin, because like
Just everyone. Yeah.
he's just like living the life. Before we log off, I want to ask, because we kind of went over it, but in a few words, each of you, did you learn anything from this experience about yourselves? And if so, what? And it can be positive or negative, because I've admitted to needing to make some tweaks, obviously, as the host.
Yeah,
but
fucking, like, let me just get thrown into the fire with no information.
well,
Christ.
anyway, so did you learn anything about yourselves in this process, about dating, or should I never do this again? No, just kidding. Okay, go ahead. Kyle, do you
Me?
want to go first or Tara?
Do you want to go first?
I can go first. I
Okay.
think it's more poignant if you wrap
Yeah.
it out. Yeah.
Okay. See?
I just think that like there's no such thing as like a wrong decision. The whole thing of like rejection is redirection like couldn't be truer, even though it's like so cliche. And yeah, just be happy, do your own shit. Don't let anybody's fuck ass behavior weigh you down.
I love those wise words. Kyle?
What did I learn?
Well, let me ask you, we talked about this in the beginning, but is it the value of maybe taking time for yourself? I know you're open, but like in this time.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
When you, yeah.
Okay, I thought we were talking about stuff that with like new stuff because I already said
No,
that,
I just want to know, like, because look, you came into the show in the first episode, you were treating dating like a job. You
Yeah.
were lining people up. It was like interviews. And
All right, here we go. Here it
What?
is. I've learned the value of kind of I'm like letting go. I'm kind of in this phase of my life where I'm just kind of like, I don't know if it's healthy, but I'm kind of just like whatever, you know, like people invite me to things. My go-to is usually no, but now I'm just like, yeah, let's do that.
oh, okay.
Or like, hey, you want to do this? You want to try a jiu-jitsu class? Yeah. Like I guess I'm just more open and less rigid.
Yeah.
I've kind of
Yeah.
learned that's been nice.
To fuck around is human. To find out
Yeah.
is your divine purpose fulfilled.
That's now that's the quote
Hell yeah.
of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So positive things.
Yeah. What do you hope for yourself within a year? If you could, 1 year, so that's not a lot, but if you could see your life within a year, Tera, and then Kyle will end on this with you, where would you be? What would you be doing? How would it look? Give us a little
Ideally,
snapshot.
still with my boo.
Yeah.
Fuck ton of bagels.
Love the bagels.
Would love to see a little bambino, but maybe not like within a year.
Okay.
Yeah,
But like
we
within
would make
maybe a
like cute
couple.
babies, so I'm like actually quite excited about it.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I will babysit.
Thank you.
I love babysitting. And what is Kevin up to?
Oh my God,
In
he's
a-
never gonna get old.
Okay.
He's never gonna have a gray snout. He will be young and naughty and my bad boy forever.
Forever.
I
Yeah,
love that.
forever. Dogs don't die.
Nope.
Exactly. Are you living here in a year? You ideally, or summer, or Vegas?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'll probably still be here.
Yeah. I know. That's life. How about you?
Most
Have
of
you
the bigger
found
life.
someone in a year? Or are you still on your?
That's
That's what you don't.
sure. You know,
Yeah,
like I'm
like,
like
yeah.
that goes with kind of like my ethos and
Yeah.
how I'm feeling now. Like, yeah, if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, cool. Because I'm honestly just like really enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, good.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to wrap this up by saying thank you both for, Tera, back to sort of the top of the show, for you coming on this show, both of you actually, coming on the show, giving it your all, being open, talking about things with strangers that basically are so wild, and just both of you being open and being vulnerable. And I'm very grateful for both of you, and thank you for the fun
For real,
experience and making it like so fun to watch. And you two are awesome. And
Thanks for having us.
we'll do some updates maybe. Maybe
Yeah.
season 2 I'll be like, where's Tera now?
That would be cool.
I mean, we need updates on the bagel shop.
No, the bagels are the most, yeah.
100%.
We need it all.
We need it all. Well, thank you, listeners. Thank you, audience, for tuning in. And I will let you know as soon as season 2 is going to air. We haven't even started filming it yet. We may pop in some episodes in between now and season 2 to sort of keep you, just give you something to listen to, because you guys are great and nice and sweet. And yeah, that's that. So we will see you next time, and have an amazing day.